Pokemon Go is reportedly for sale and the price tag is huge. Pokemon Go, as we know it today, will probably come to an end. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh man, you know I'm gonna report on this. Pokemon Go is reportedly for sale and the price tag is huge. Now, I will link this article in the description down below. What is Niantic without its games division? Before we even dive into the article, think about it. What has Niantic always showcased, always prioritized over everything else? Because we sure as hell know it is not Pokemon Go or even the games they create. They are focused on player data location and AR technology, and probably more recently, even though it hasn't been really spoken, and I could be wrong on this, but AI. They are wanting to produce alternative reality media, and actually in this case they're working on like glasses and things like that. They probably want to be able to allow you to play Pokemon Go in the real world and interact with it with hand gestures, see it while you're driving. You see a freaking Rayquaza fly across in the sky. Like they're working on those kinds of things, and that's where they dump a lot of their money and resources into. It's actually not the games. So with that in mind, and the fact that Pokemon Go has, people have been saying it's been dying for years, but the truth of the matter is it actually has been, because not in the aspect of how much money it's been making, although last year was an absolute abysmal year for Pokemon. It really was. Look it up. It was an abysmal year for Pokemon for money making, right? Even though there were a ton of tickets, and that's the part that's really killing the game. The monetization practices are killing the game for players. People are just you can't get any bonuses anymore without buying tickets. Like events that had bonuses for like 5 years, now those bonuses are locked behind tickets. It's killing the game. It has been killing the game. The game has been dying because Niantic has actively been killing it. So saying Pokemon Go, is it dying in 2019, 2020, 2021? No, but in the last 3 to 2 years, yes, that is factually true. So let's go over this. In 2016, Pokemon Go was the biggest. Yeah. Now, here we go. How much does one of the most popular games in history cost? The report claims the price tag of the division is an eye-watering $3.5 billion. Niantic has been contacted for comment. Pokemon Go sale would be the latest twist in the tale of one's gaming's most unlikely CEOs. Yeah, people aren't a fan of Hanky. He has shown that he doesn't actually care about the game. Now, the company that wants to buy it is Saudi Arabia's own Scopely Inc., and we'll get to that in a minute. So 2001, John Hanke co-founded the mapping technology called Keyhole, and see, that's where a lot of the Google Maps and Google Earth and the player location data that they've been selling and acquiring comes from, honestly. And I don't know what the end game is, because if we really think about it and they really care about AR and its technology right now, where are you going with this? Are they working with Facebook, Meta? Are they working with these glasses? Are these like augmented reality pieces? Are they going to be that good? Are they working with VR, like the Oculus and stuff like that? Are we thinking about making a game in a world where you can encapsulate yourself in the Pokemon world and play in the Pokemon world and it looks fantastic? Like, if we're doing these kinds of things, the problem with Niantic is they never tell anyone what the hell they're doing. If these things are happening, you need to tell people. You need to hype people up. You need to tell them, this is what we're doing. Here's the time frame. Here's the project. Here's the technology. This is what we're doing. This is what you can expect. This is why we're selling Pokemon Go. Now, this might all be fake, right? You always have to take it with a grain of salt. But honestly, this wouldn't surprise me as a dedicated Pokemon Go player that this is going to happen. And I bet this doesn't surprise 75, if not 80% of the entire Pokemon Go player base, especially the route that the game is going. With that in mind, and before we continue, with the way the game is going and the route that it's taking, guys, it would take another 10 plus years to complete your Pokedex. Niantic just doesn't care anymore. They don't want to invest the time and the money to drag a game out that might continuously not bring in as much money, because they don't want to spend all the money on events worldwide. It costs a lot of money to do that. So I bet you at the end of the day, the game doesn't bring in as much gross profit as you think it does, considering all the costs and the marketing and everything as well. Because Hanky does go all out, obviously, because look at what he's doing with the AR and everything. They're going all out gung-ho. So if they sell it, that is 100% why. So in the years following Pokemon Go's success, Hankey spoke at numerous conferences about the bigger potential for augmented reality to connect the real world with an artificial one. He imagined ways augmented reality could place players into a shared virtual worlds while they occupied a physical one, all with the support of Niantic's tools. See? There you go. He cares more about that than he does Pokemon Go. In 2020, COVID-19 hit and millions of players were sheltered in place. But as the pandemic became an endemic, Niantic began to cancel titles. What's interesting is in 2023, the company laid off 230 employees, roughly 25%, of their workforce. Hankey emphasized alongside the deep cuts the company needs to focus on Pokemon Go, and he acknowledged that AR market was developing more slowly than anticipated. Now, it appears that Hankey and what team members remain at Niantic could return to what inspired them long before video games: mapping. The data collected by all the Niantic apps could be used to create larger geospatial models in an effort to achieve spatial intelligence. Last November, Niantic's Eric Brockman and Victor Adrian Prisek, sorry if I butcher this, Victor Adrian, P, published an update on the project. At Niantic, we are pioneering the concept of large geospatial model that will use large-scale machine learning to understand a scene and connect to millions of other scenes globally. Because it's 2025 and the answer is always AI. Now, one thing that's not mentioned in the article is a lot of the failed games that Niantic came out with. One of them being one of the biggest IPs in the world, Harry Potter. It's one of the biggest IPs in the world. It failed. Harry Potter people are extremely dedicated. It failed. NBA, they came out with an NBA game. It failed. I wouldn't be surprised if Monster Hunter fails. I think there might even be another game that they came out with that failed, but I can't even remember what it was. So they've tried to make different games and they fail. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see this. So I didn't know much about this company, Saudi Arabia owned Scopely Inc. So I decided to look at the comments and see what people were saying. So I hope Niantic sells Pokemon Go. They've recently started to ruin the game by hiding everything behind paywalls. Plus, they terminated my account in 2023 after someone hacked my account, and they refused to listen and reinstate my account. So hopefully the company buys it and doesn't hide everything behind paywalls, and they reinstate my account. All I can say is so long, Niantic. So the first part is the part that is true. The second part is just kind of an opinion, personal thing. However, something I didn't know. So if you go down here, Scopely is known for acquiring the games and changing them into cashbacks with incredibly aggressive microtransactions that are purely pay to win. If this developer acquires Pogo, you can expect daily limitation of Pokestop spins unless unlocked with real money, items that boost your Pokemon in raid battles or PvP, bought with real money, or certain Pokemon completely closed behind paywalls or loot boxes, especially these meta relevant, unless paid with real money. If you complain about Niantic, know that it is a heaven compared to what Scopely is. Scopely doesn't care about the player base at all, and for them everything is only about revenue, business, sharks. Now, without even looking into this, you can tell this person knows what they're talking about. This is well thought out, well put out, and again, without even looking into it, it's a Saudi Arabia company. Doesn't surprise me. Now, the thing is a lot of these are really egregious, and Pokemon Go would absolutely die. No one would play it at all, like period. Even after all the thousands of dollars some of us have spent on the game, we've had our time. The game had its time. We've enjoyed it. It's time to move on, right? There's always something else. You got Pokemon Pocket to play. That game's super fun. But Niantic is doing some of these already, right? It's just not to this extreme. It's literally, but the thing is this is what Niantic's doing. This would only be a step above, guys. When you step back and think of what Niantic's doing with all these paid tickets, locking a lot of things behind eggs, behind raids, and especially just the tickets and the bonuses behind those, and how they're increasingly getting more expensive, it's only the next step up of what Niantic's kind of doing right now, to be honest. Like, when you stop and think about it, it's the next step up. It's the last thing. So, basically, one way or another, the game is just going to die off. No matter who owns it, one way or another, the game is going to die off. It's just the nature of the beast. One thing that a lot of people say in the sports world, when people start to get older and get injuries, Father Time is undefeated. Time is undefeated. You can't beat time. It wins every single time. And the thing is the older that Pokemon Go gets and the lack of care that Niantic gives Pokemon Go, we haven't had changes to any of the main systems within the game. We haven't any changes to the raid system, to the gym system ever since they updated it back in like 2017, 2018. We haven't any changes to the catching system. There hasn't been any mass overhaul changes to the core system gameplays of the game to make it fresh, different, and entertaining. So to change nothing moving forward for the years to come, Father Time is just going to kill the game as it is. And it's already kind of getting that way, and adding more predatory paywalls and stuff like that and tickets literally accelerates the issue and accelerates Father Time winning. So regardless, we all know this is a game that would die eventually, like seriously, and it's starting to get that way because everything is so repetitive and there's nothing unique and new about the game whatsoever. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Is it just the inevitability that Pokemon Go it's just gonna fizzle out? Is that just the case here, whether they get bought out or not? It looks like if they do get bought out, that's going to happen even quicker. But if Niantic keeps it, it's still on a slow trajectory, maybe even a faster one nowadays, more than ever. And it's just going to happen anyway. So I'm just curious what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash the like button, and it'll be interesting to see what we talk about in the next Pokemon Go video. Have a good one, guys.